So as many of you know, here at Our Lady of the Most Holy Rosary, we've been undergoing and planning for a number of changes. And most recently, those changes have focused on our liturgy schedule, both for weekday masses and now for our Sunday worship. And I just wanted to respond to a number of frequently asked questions I've been receiving about this process and why we are undergoing this change. The first of which is, why are we doing change at all? As I'm sure many of you know, we're a vibrant and healthy and happy parish community, and we're not in the midst of any great crises. But we have undergone a number of changes in our demographics. We have a slightly smaller worshiping community than we've had in the past. And right now, I am the only full-time assigned priest here at Our Lady of the Most Holy Rosary. But in addition to that, we have new members coming to our community from other places that have different needs for their families. So our hope is, by being able to reflect upon and potentially alter our liturgy schedules for our Sunday worship, we can have more intentional experience as community and also be more responsive to the new and changing needs of the members of our parish. That includes also the ability for me to be as present to you as I can, and for our current liturgical ministers to serve their roles well. So some ask, well, if we don't have full pews, why don't we just evangelize more? And of course, evangelization is part and parcel of our faith, and it's what we're called to by the gospel. But in order to do that well, I believe it's important that first we come together as the disciples that we do have and nourish our journey of faith together, build the depth of our community, the significance of what our worship is and the relationships that we share, so that we're strengthened well to be able to reach out to the larger community and bring new people in. This is especially true with the changing nature of our neighborhood. Many of our local parishioners are aging and are in need of new sorts of services, ministries to the homebound. And many of the new families that have come into our neighborhood are unaware of the presence of our parish and the sorts of formational opportunities and services and worship that we offer. Many have asked, well, there's so many men at the Abbey, why can't more Norbertines be present to help here at Holy Rosary with our liturgies? It's true that right now we have 11 members and residents at the Abbey, 8 of whom are priests. 33 years ago when the Norbertines came here to New Mexico, Holy Rosary was the community that welcomed us. And we came here not only to serve Holy Rosary, but to serve the Church of Santa Fe. And our primary mission was to found an abbey, a center where we could live together in community, pray together, share our lives together, and from there come in service to those who surround us. That mission has in many ways flourished and been achieved because of the generosity and hospitality of this community. But because of the growing needs of the Archdiocese, we have also been asked to take on many other parishes. Right now our abbey has pastoral responsibility for 3 parishes, including Holy Rosary, for 2 hospitals. We work in higher education and social outreach, and evangelization, young adult ministry. And our abbey itself has its own liturgical schedule and prayer life that we are called to maintain. And so because of that, it's not that anyone has distanced themselves from Holy Rosary, but we're sharing the wealth that this community has come to know by our pastoral presence with the wider diocese as the needs in other communities has grown. I've also been asked a number of times, why did Father Bob go and why did I come? When Abbot Joel was re-elected as our abbot this last December, and we were discerning our various apostolates and ministries, and in conversation with the needs of the diocese, it was clear that there was a need for greater presence in hospital ministry. This was a great passion and love of Father Bob, and something for which he has a great skill set. It was thought it would be appropriate to allow him to respond to those needs as they were arising. The question then became, who would come here if he were to depart and take his place? Through discernment of my own and with our abbot and our community and the Archbishop, I offered to come and be a part of this community. This was the community I served as associate pastor, the community that formed me as the priest that I am today, and the community that I hope to journey with for years to come. And so it's with great pleasure that I come to be a part of this community and serve you as your pastor. But because of the limited resources we have in clergy, it's also why I'm asking for some accommodation and for some changes that can better allow me to be present to you in the best way that I can. I've also been asked, it seems that I travel a lot, and what am I doing when I'm not here? Especially if I'm pastor here, shouldn't Holy Rosary be the main focus of my ministry? And that's very true. Holy Rosary is the central focus of much of my life and activity. But as a Norbertine, my Norbertine community and my brothers, that life of prayer and that contemplative center of my life is what animates me and all of us at Santa Maria de la Vida Abbey and allows us to serve the people we serve well. And so being able to prioritize the life I share there in community is essential for my ability to serve here in the capacity that I have been called. Given my other responsibilities as Director of Vocations, trying to oversee recruitment for new members for our Abbey community, and as formator, supervising the formation and walking with our young men who are in the process of becoming members of our Norbertine community, those are ministries that help ensure that our Norbertine community continues to grow, that the Archdiocese continues to be served by us, and that Holy Rosary will continue to have a Norbertine presence. I'm the 5th pastor in the Norbertine tradition here at Holy Rosary, and it's my hope that we will be able to stay for many years to come. But that requires a certain investment in that future, in the young men who have come to us, and to allow other men to come and journey with us, so that we can continue to build together a relationship between not only our Norbertine community, but the parishes we serve here in the Archdiocese, including Holy Rosary. So given the changes that exist within our community here at Holy Rosary, the changes that have evolved in our Abbey community as Norbertines, and the various needs and responsibilities both of our members here in the parish and of my own as your pastor, we have embarked upon this initial stage of examining our liturgical life. Of course, in the course of the coming year, throughout the course of the coming year, I hope that we can continue to discern many aspects of our life, to continue to enrich and deepen what we share together as a family of faith. This survey that many of you have already taken is just the first part of a very long process. The survey itself, however, is not simply a ballot. It's not an opportunity to only vote for particular options for liturgy schedules. It's one of many avenues that we've engaged in to try to get the best sense of how to serve the most people the most effective way in our parish community. And so your openness and your honesty in the survey and the participation in it will prove very valuable for our ability to discern what our Sunday liturgy schedule should be. I would just like to thank everyone for their presence and their participation, not only in the survey, but also in our renewal process. For those of you who attended the renewal, I'm very grateful. For those of you who haven't had an opportunity to participate in those retreats, there will be videos of them posted shortly online that will allow you and your family, your small Christian communities, or any other groups to participate in that process and reflection as well. I recognize that this can be a challenging time for any community to go through any sort of change, especially when it doesn't seem like anything's actively broken. And I would also like to express that it has not been my intent or the intent of anyone in leadership here at Holy Rosary to cause any harm or unrest, but rather to better seek how we can serve our community in the best way possible, and so that we can continue to thrive toward a vibrant future. I know many of us are attached to particular ministries, to our particular masses, to the communities that those have formed. And it is not my intent that any of those communities may be disbanded or dispersed, but that we may find new ways to come together, maintaining all that we have built, and continue to allow new space for new opportunities to develop and evolve. So I, again, thank you for all that you have continued to contribute to this community, and please know that you are in my constant thoughts and prayers, and that together we will be able to forge a new future together, building on all that we have shared in the past. God bless.